What is up, Life Fam? Welcome to another video. My name is David, your spiritual awakening coach, here to help you through your spiritual awakening. Empaths versus narcissists. Ding ding, round one, fight! I see a lot in the spiritual community about empaths versus narcissists. Now, there's a lot of disempowering information going on in the spiritual community. And you know, here at Lightways, we like to empower everybody, especially highly sensitive people, empaths. So I'm going to kind of give my 2 cents on the whole empaths versus narcissist relationship dynamic. And if you are an empath that attracts a lot of narcissists, this video is definitely for you. Now, before I jump into the relationship aspect of it, if you are an empath and you struggle with taking on other people's energy, go check out my empath empowerment video. Not only do I show you how to deflect other people's energy and not take it on, but I also show you how to transmute it to love. And I give you the secret into stepping into viewing your empathic gifts and abilities as the blessing that it is, if you seem to be viewing it as a curse, which a lot of empaths do. So those talents and gifts are no accident. You chose those empathic gifts to help you on your journey as an empath. So find your power as an empath. That video is in the description below. But right now, let's get into empaths versus narcissists. Right now, let's go. Empaths versus narcissists. I'm going to get right into the Achilles heel of this theory that empaths only attract narcissists. Narcissists are only attracted to empaths. All empaths attract narcissists. Trigger warning. Here comes the deep water. Unhealed empaths only attract narcissists. So you have to understand that unhealed trauma is like a dinner bell ringing to the emotional manipulator. That unhealed trauma that needs validation from the external is like blood in the water to a narcissist, okay? When you have unhealed trauma, you're in alignment with fear in some way, shape, or form. So whether it's fear of abandonment, fear of not being good enough, fear of not being worthy of love, all of that fear needs some type of validation that the emotional manipulator can smell a mile away, okay? Narcs are kind of like bullies. What do bullies do? They're not tough. They just pick on the weak kid that's not going to fight back, right? But as soon as they speak reckless to someone that's going to punch them in the mouth, they don't bully that person because it's not an easy target. The narc is weak. A weak person seeks another weak person to manipulate. A weak person can't manipulate a strong person. So how do you become strong? You heal your trauma. What does heal your trauma mean? It means getting out of alignment with fear. I'm sorry, but when your self-worth and your self-love and an internalization of your own divinity is at the forefront of your subconscious identity, you don't attract narcs because you're not an easy target. They want an easy target. So, this is the thing. If you are attracting narcs, you have unhealed trauma. You're an unhealed empath, okay? So it's not a judgment thing. It just means that you may have more work to do because, the pushback that I get a lot of times, well, I am doing the work. Okay, I'm not discounting the work that you've already done, but have you completed the work? Because there's something in your frequency that is attracting an emotional manipulator. We always take responsibility for our vibe here at Lightways, because when you take responsibility, you take power back over your life. Just throwing your hands up in the air and saying, well, I'm a empath, I'm always destined to attract narcs, is not taking your power. It's being a slave to your story. Now, this is something that we've talked about quite a bit. If your story is, I only attract narcs, then your story is your vibe. And your vibe is always going to reflect back to you the physical evidence of your story. So if that's your story, then you're attracting narcs because you believe you're destined to attract narcs. So heal your unhealed trauma and change your story. Empaths versus narcissist. When you heal your unhealed trauma, your self-worth and self-love and this internal understanding of your own divinity has room to skyrocket, because the unhealed trauma that was in alignment with all that fear is no longer hogging up all of your subconscious space. The fear vibration, fear of abandonment, fear of not being worthy of love, has subsided, and now there's all this space for the dominant frequency of source, which is love. You are source having a physical experience. So your authentic truth is source. It's out of alignment with fear. So what happens when your self-love and your self-worth skyrockets? Your behavior changes. What do I mean by this? Well, when you have your self-love and self-worth where it should be, if someone enters your vibrational space and their opinion of your worth or your inner standing of your self-love is at a high level of vibrational dissonance, you immediately set boundaries and vehemently defend those boundaries. This is how your behavior changes. This is the difference in behavior from an unhealed empath and a healed empath. An unhealed empath allows that relationship to take root, allows that relationship in their personal space. If you're in a relationship with a narcissist, you have unhealed trauma that needs healing. But a healed empath, one, doesn't really attract narcissists, and if they do, on the rare occasion that they do, that immediate vibrational dissonance causes that healed empath to kick that person the heck out of their vibrational space, and the narcissist doesn't even get a chance in the first place, because the healed empath doesn't have any trauma that is seeking validation, no insecurities that are seeking external validation or approval, because they've done the inner work and healed the trauma. If you are an unhealed empath, I implore you to do the inner work and heal that trauma. One, because it's going to give you power back over your life. You're not going to be attracting people that want to take advantage of your trauma, because that trauma is now healed and is no longer seeking validation. But the other thing is you're going to really unlock those empathic gifts and abilities that you chose before deciding to incarnate, because you didn't incarnate as an empath as an accident. You chose to be an empath for a reason. But learning how to heal what is in your shadow is only half of the story. The other half of your story is how you live life as a healed empath. Now, if you are a highly sensitive person, imagine how powerful those empathic gifts and abilities would be, teaching other people how to heal and to step into their power. So you chose those empathic gifts and abilities for a reason, but you're not really going to know what that reason is on your highest timeline until you heal the trauma that is keeping those gifts and abilities locked in the shadow. You got to get in the shadow, heal that shadow, and unleash those empathic superpowers. Again, maybe those empathic superpowers were to teach other people how to step into their power. First, we will do quote of the day, and then we will do question of the day. Here's today's high vibrational quote. Now, question of the day. Will you honor your divinity, heal that unhealed trauma, and unlock your empathic superpowers? Ooh, let us know in the comments below, Light Fam, so we can empower one another. Also remember, May 4th at noon Pacific time is the live free webinar that I will be hosting, discussing the features of my 45-day group coaching. That package includes self-love healing, self-worth healing, dark night of the soul work, shadow work, all that good stuff. Link in the description. We'll send you the private invite link on Zoom. Again, that's May 4th, noon Pacific time. And I believe that is it. I'm really enjoying these Lightways lives. I really appreciate you guys for stopping by in the chat and showing your support. We've got a high vibrational group. All right, guys, I will see all of you in the next video. Light, love, and abundance to all that are watching. I'll figure it out one of these days. And to all you love. Peace, guys.